Something that the original Harry Potter series managed to do very well was starting as a whimsical, family-friendly adventure and ending up as a full-blown dark fantasy. But here's the question HBO's Harry Potter needs to answer. Should it follow the same path, or should it be a little different and go slightly darker from the very beginning? Rumours are swirling that HBO is debating this exact decision. Should the series start off TV PG, similar to the Philosopher's Stone movie, making the magic light and kid-friendly? Or should it commit to a TV 14 rating right out of the gate, making things like the Forbidden Forest and Voldemort's return seem truly terrifying and dangerous? This is something I will go into more depth about as I plan out the penultimate episode of Season 1. Episode 7, The Forbidden Forest. Previously on Harry Potter recaps moments from the series that mainly cover the overall mystery, with the discovery of the Philosopher's Stone and that it is being guarded by Hagrid's giant three-headed dog Fluffy. We then get reminded of the trio's suspicion of Snape, and we see the clip of Harry witnessing the meeting between Snape and Quirrell. We get the recap of Hagrid saying that he won a dragon egg from a stranger in the Hogshead. This will be very important at the end of this episode. And finally, we see Harry and Hermione getting caught by Filch after they had handed Norbert over to Charlie's friends in the middle of the night. We pick up immediately from the cliffhanger of the previous episode, with Harry and Hermione being escorted to Professor McGonagall's office. As the door to her office opens, to their horror, they see Neville sitting in a chair looking devastated. Neville looks up and accidentally reveals their dragon's secret, with McGonagall assuming that they have played a cruel prank on Malfoy and Neville. Deeply disappointed, McGonagall assigns them each detention and deducts 50 points from each of them, crushing Gryffindor's chances for the House Cup. The weight of their actions leaves Harry looking horrified, and this cues the title sequence for the show. After the title sequence, we open with a shot of the House Point hourglasses, with Gryffindor's looking close to empty. We then have a montage of clips of Harry, Hermione and Neville enduring a fair amount of snide comments and cold shoulders as a result of losing so many house points. I really want the show to emphasise the importance of this, as often in the movies they didn't treat the characters as school children, where things like house points are incredibly important. It just makes the characters and the school environment seem so much more believable if we include touches like this. We end this montage of shots with Harry walking down a corridor, enduring sneering comments from Slytherins, before he rounds a corner and hears Quirrell sobbing and pleading in a classroom, seemingly threatened by someone unseen. Suspecting Snape was the intimidator, Harry reports this to Hermione and Ron, who are sitting in the library, but their conversation is cut short by the arrival of Neville, who is looking downcast with a couple of notes for Harry and Hermione. The notes read, "Your detention will take place at 11 o'clock tonight. Meet Mr. Filch in the entrance hall. Professor M. McGonagall." We then cut to that evening with Harry, Hermione, Neville and Malfoy heading down to the Forbidden Forest for their detention, with Filch taunting them with stories of medieval punishments as he leads the way. During the walk, I want to see some beautiful shots of Hogwarts at night, lighting up familiar areas in an eerie and mysterious way, rather than the warmness that we've experienced so far. The scene ends with Filch dropping the four off with Hagrid, who informs them they have a job to do in the Forbidden Forest. The group stands at the forest's edge, with Hagrid's lamp illuminating a path leading into the dark trees as a foreboding wind blows. A cut to black brings sequence 1 to a close. Before we go on, please help me out by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. Again, the support has been incredible and it will really help me out as I continue on with this project. Anyway, let's jump straight back into sequence 2, which begins with Hagrid leading the 4 students into the forest after finding traces of unicorn blood. Hagrid explains how unicorns, being pure and magical, are not easily harmed, so the fact there is unicorn blood around suggests that something dark is at work. Once again, as we learn about unicorns, the information given will be presented from the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book. The group splits into 2. Hagrid, Hermione and Harry take one path, whilst Malfoy, Neville and Fang take the other. Now, at the beginning of the video, I discussed the rumours of what rating should the show be, and in my opinion, they should go for a TV-14 rating right from the very first season. This Forbidden Forest sequence presents the perfect opportunity to set a crucial and consistent tone. This is where the series can show us the difference between something that is scary for kids and legitimately unsettling. Taking this into account, the atmosphere will grow more unsettling as they proceed through the forest, before 2 centaurs emerge from the bushes and we are introduced to Ronan and Bane. When Hagrid asks them if they've seen anything unusual, they avoid direct answers, but their mysterious nature suggests that they know something more. Centaur lore is something I find fascinating, and I hope the show will explore it even more in the future of the series. Meanwhile, Malfoy and Neville send up red sparks as Malfoy frightens Neville as a cruel joke. Hagrid angrily regroups them and puts Harry with Malfoy and sends them on their way. Harry, Malfoy and Fang continue deeper into the forest before they finally stumble across the unicorn. And once again, with the use of the TV-14 rating, we will really see how hauntingly beautiful yet tragic this sight is. The rest of the scene plays out exactly like in the movie, with Harry and Malfoy seeing a hooded figure swoop down on the unicorn. Malfoy retreats with Fang before Firenze the Centaur jumps in to scare the hooded figure away. He puts Harry on his back and they ride away, with Firenze hinting that the hooded figure was Voldemort, drinking the unicorn's blood to stay alive, and is here to steal the Philosopher's Stone. As they ride, they are confronted by Bane and Ronan from before, who angrily accuse Firenze of breaking Centaur tradition by aiding a human. Firenze dismisses their outrage by delivering Harry back to Hagrid before disappearing into the forest, leaving Harry shaken by the realization that Voldemort may be closer than anyone suspected. This shot of shock on Harry's face brings Sequence 2 to a close. Sequence 3 is mainly going to function as a way to set up the finale episode of Season 1. We open with Harry discussing the events in the forest with Ron and Hermione in the common room. They theorise that Snape must be stealing the stone to give to Voldemort. And when Harry heads to bed, he finds his invisibility cloak waiting on his bed with a note saying, "Just in case." We then cut to our final season-changing motif of Season 1, highlighting the time jump from spring to summer, with grass turning slightly brown and the sun burning down. We will then see a montage of students, including the trio, taking their end-of-year exams. I think it's important to include this because, once again, to make the whole student experience seem more believable and realistic, it'll be really cool to see the different students actually sitting their exams. In the aftermath of their exams, Harry, Ron and Hermione are relaxing in the school grounds. In a sudden moment of clarity, Harry realises that the stranger that Hagrid won Norbert's egg from must have been working for Voldemort. Rushing to Hagrid's hut, the trio find out the unsettling truth. The stranger kept his face hidden, plied Hagrid with drinks, softened him up with the egg, finally manipulating him to revealing how to get past Fluffy by playing music. The trio now understands that Snape has the means to get past the three-headed dog to get the stone. Harry decides to go after the stone himself. Whilst Ron and Hermione are terrified, they refuse to let him face the danger alone. We then cut to that evening, which is the climax scene of this episode. Their nighttime mission is nearly thwarted by Neville, who tries to stop them from breaking any more rules before Hermione uses the full body bind curse on him. Using Harry's returned invisibility cloak, they sneak through the castle, and when they arrive at the third floor corridor, their worst fears are confirmed. Fluffy's door is already ajar. Realising the stakes are higher than ever, with Voldemort's return hanging in the balance, Harry, Ron and Hermione steel themselves for whatever lies ahead. The camera zooms out, the music hits a huge crescendo, and we cut to black to end the episode on a massive cliffhanger, setting up a bumper finale. This episode is where we really get to see the darker side of Harry Potter for the first time. And once again, if they nail the rating and the tone, it will be a real indication as to the direction of the show moving forward. Please let me know what you want to see in this penultimate episode down in the comments, or let me know what you want to see in the future. I'll be back next time to plan out the finale episode of Harry Potter Season 1.